What is going on, guys? It is DigiWatch TCG coming to you with a short video. As you can see here, there was a recent announcement about the ban list, and as you can see, the the only card hit on this ban list was Greymon X-antibody from BT11. Um, I'll talk about it in just a moment, but as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your thoughts below, and let's get into it. Now, this is going to be a pretty short video, definitely less than what I was expecting to make, but we have the announcement here, effective April 1st, 2023. The Greymon X will be restricted to one per deck. As they're mentioning here, the illustration, despite the fact that it could change in the future, it still represents the same card number and thus can only play one in deck. There you have a little bit of their blurb here of why they are limiting it, which is the effect of reducing the cost of one digivolving from this card to a Digimon that has Greymon's name allows you to digivolve into something like BT12, 068 Metal Greymon, or BT9, 015 Metal Greymon x-antibody to efficiently accelerating the speed at which the deck reduces your opponent's security and its comeback potential. Additionally, this card's inherited effect gives resistance to a number of effects and overall increases the effectiveness of Greymon decks more than expected. Therefore, we have determined that this card narrows the range of viable decks in the format, and we have decided to restrict this card to one copy per deck. So let's talk about it real quick. So first off, do I agree with the hit? Absolutely, this card had to be hit. Now, I'm a Black or Greymon player at heart. Like, I've played the deck. I played the deck as proxies prior to actual release, and I definitely would say this card is just way too powerful. Digivolving into your raising and just bringing it out the next turn and going into your ultimate and your mega in the same turn is sometimes ridiculous. It is a bit tougher, obviously, but yeah, Greymon x-antibody, a very powerful card. Having also the effect of protection underneath it is really good. And I think even on my prediction video, I said that this card should be going to 1 or 0. I think I said it was closer to being going to 1 because then you have to really get lucky and find it in your deck, and it does make the deck less consistent. However, you could replace the other copies with the BT9 Greymon X that has the double levels in it, which still is pretty viable. You could put other cards in your deck like more memory boost or digivolving cost requirements, such as going to Maki or something like that to reduce the cost by 1, or Nokia to go by 1. So you can play those cards as well. This deck may even be better as a straight up black deck now. Keeping in mind that you can actually use the Agumon X to gain that protection effect. So there are other ways you can build this deck now. So I think this is a good hit. However, this was the only hit Bandai decided to give us. I feel like they completely ignored some of the other things that other players have been saying. Cool Boy being a problem with multiple decks. Garurumon decks. Now, I will say this. With this hit, does Garurumon become a top tier deck again? It could definitely be more of a consistent deck. In that situation, it might be still very situational, but I do think that it's still a very strong and viable deck, especially now with this hit and itself being completely untouched. I feel like sometimes Bandai might be looking at like what the current problem is and what the impact of hitting this would be, and they may say, oh well, Greymon decks are going to be less strong now. Well, what other decks kind of move up in that situation? Well, all the decks that were struggling against it, all the decks that got pushed back because of its release, and that is sometimes a problem. So I just gotta mention that. Cool Boy wasn't hit. Grandis, the Grand Kawagumon, the one that gives you the Digiburst, giving it a security attack, that not being a potential choice is also something to keep in mind. Grandis decks really came out of this pretty much untouched again, and it's still one of the top most represented decks that was at Nationals and through the previous meta. I would have liked to see them kind of follow some of the effects of the Ultimate Cup, where maybe where Garurumon went to X, where Garurumon X went to 1, or Grandis went to 1, or even if they were to hit like Death X or something like that, seeing like it's being splashed in every single deck, I really would have at least liked them to do some more than just one hit on like one deck. This really just addresses one specific two decks if you include this with the BT12 stuff that hasn't yet been released. We don't get that until I think end of April or something like that, beginning of May. So that is kind of a disappointing factor, definitely. Um, I don't know how this is going to truly impact our meta. If these other decks, the Metal Greymon, Metal Garurumon comes back, it's going to be strong. But I definitely see that, Greymon is going to have a little bit of a struggle now. So maybe people will opt for the black version of the deck. Maybe they'll go for like playing more Makis or play more Memory Boost. We'll definitely see. We don't know, of course, right now. But definitely let me know your thoughts below in the comment section below. Do you think that the Greymon should have been addressed? Do you think that other stuff should have been addressed as well? Are you going to move to Battle Spirits now that they've hit the they really kind of what's the word for it? What's the phrase? I'm trying to think of a phrase, but yeah, it's like screwed up with this kind of like situation. I think there should have been more on this ban list, but let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching and stay classy.